Hey frugal folks, welcome back to the garage. I got some used VANOS solenoids off of a 2008 N54. Seeing as how we got the N52, maybe these will make our car run a little faster. But first, seeing as how they're used, we do have to clean these up a little bit. I have some parts cleaner, non-chlorinated, which is important because you can damage the rubber components in your rubber gasket if you're not careful with parts cleaner. Brake cleaners, typically you'll see there's a chlorinated version and then there's a non-chlorinated version. I was always taught by my mentor not to use chlorinated parts cleaner. So let's go ahead and spray these down and get them cleaned up and see if we can install these and make an improvement on our idle, as we have a pulsing sensation right now on our N52 3-liter inline 6 BMW. So let's go ahead and get after it. All right, so we've got our non-chlorinated. You can see it right here at the top. This is a $5 spray can, and also we want to make sure we put on some safety glasses so we don't get this stuff sprayed back in us. And let's go ahead and pull out our new VANOS solenoids. New to us at least. And really what we're going to do here is just make sure we hold these out in front of us and give them a good cleaning. Go ahead and take off the rubber seal. We have some other rubber seals on our other ones we can use. Let's go ahead and pull these off as well. These are pretty dirty. And if you're having issues with your VANOS solenoids, you can remove them and use a non-chlorinated parts cleaner that should put you in a decent spot with them. Let's get a brush. Also grab our straw, use this as an additional tool. All right, that's one that we can go ahead and hang. And if we listen to it, it kind of makes a clicking noise. That's what we want to help our VANOS solenoids dry off a little bit quicker. We'll crank up our fan and we'll just leave them right here, let them air cool for a bit. Okie doke. Let me see how simple I can make these VANOS solenoids. These clips, a lot of people don't talk about these in their videos, but you simply push them in. You see how quick and easy that was. Pay close attention to which one goes where. So that one is the top one. We'll go ahead and carefully kind of put it off to the side, and then we also have this one down here. You can see that it's just going to we're going to leave that hanging out down there. Another important thing is this spray is safe for all your rubber components on your engine as well. And typically it's a good idea to get this air box out of the way, which I guess we can go ahead and do that real quick. I always forget about it. I got these two here. We got two T's here. We got the little star bolts here, and then I put these in myself to keep this on. So let's remove that real quick too. For everybody that needs to know the info, this is a T20 that goes right here. There isn't much pressure holding it. It's just a little screw. Pull this out. Let's put it in here. Repeat over here. Now we can work on loosening this guy. This should come off easy, and up and out of the way, just like that. Put this on our truck. Now we've got a little bit more room here. We can put our bottom sensor connection up here, kind of get it out of the way. We can leave this one there since it's kind of stuck in place. And now you can really see where these are at. Want to bend this straw. You can see it's cleaning up our space a lot. I think that's clean enough. Put that down. Now this is the tough part, to get a shot of this so you guys can see it well. But we have a 10mm socket, and we're gonna just carefully get in here. And these are not very tight, nor do they need to be tight. They really kind of snap into place, and then these little 10mm bolts help retain the VANOS solenoids. Always a good bet to get in here and unscrew them carefully by hand. These are very easy to drop, so be prepared. This one's getting loose. There's our bottom. We'll go ahead and place the bottom. Yeah, and that's a little dirty up there. Let's go ahead and just keep it simple. Put them in this little tray. And we can also go ahead and get our top one here. Not very tight at all. And if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and just work your socket, loosen it all the way, just like that, and your socket will actually catch it. So that was the top. Put that in the top. And you can grab either or. Some people like to grab the top one first. These are the ones that we got off of Rock Auto. You can see our oil's getting pretty dirty. We are coming up on an oil change, but really we're just going to go ahead and borrow these gaskets. So we'll take these off. We stopped having issues with severe backfires and the car stalling at low driving speeds. So like driving around neighborhoods, going in between stoplights in the city. Once the car was at full operating temperature, it's fairly common, I guess, for these VANOS solenoids to have a variety of different symptoms, from misfires to odd accelerations to poor idling. And this particular engine has had issues with all of those symptoms. And I tried cleaning the original OEM VANOS solenoids, but I think one of them was just completely trashed. I want to say it was the intake, because there's one for the intake and one for the exhaust. And if you're not familiar with these solenoids, you can do some deep diving online and read about them on the forums. I'm not going to get into too much about them. Just want to clean up this gasket, make sure it's free of debris. We'll put that off to the side. We can grab the lower VANOS solenoid, and usually these can get lodged in here a little bit, but this, let's go ahead and push our wire down in the bottom, put the wire underneath, and these slip right out. Again, we'll go ahead and take that big fat rubber O-ring, which we need. I'll go ahead and get this cleaned up, and we'll get the new VANOS solenoids prepped here in just a second. As for the orientation, you're going to want the flatter side of the plastic spacer to go up against the back of the metal that's going to be pushing in. And then we'll take our rubber seal, grab one of these, make sure it's free and clean of debris. We'll go ahead and roll that guy on just like so. And now we can give it a nice liberal bath. We'll take some of our engine oil. And me personally, I like to put a little bit of oil on these. Nothing too crazy, but just want to fill them up a little. Fill them up, kind of help flush off some of that residue from the parts cleaner. And then now, I think it'll be best for us to knock out the top one and the bottom one last. So we'll go slide the top one in here. We'll lower it down, make sure we don't rub it on anything. And then we'll just very carefully go in and try to show it to you guys, but you should be able to click it just like so. Now we'll wipe off our hands real quick. That was the top one. I'm going to repeat the process with this one as well. Slide our ring on there so we don't lose our plastic. And make sure you have the correct side. Oops, this one's not right. Flip this side. And it also has a little number on it. You'll typically see a little square notch where it'll have a number. Put that down against the metal. And then take your rubber gasket. Make sure you don't have any dirt on it. And slide that over. Just like so. And then we're going to carefully start this by hand. The top one is tough. You really got to get in here at a bit of an awkward angle. But there we go. We got that one in there. I'll tighten that up here in a minute. Repeat the rinse process. Bit of a ritual. You don't have to do this, but I personally think it makes sense. It's kind of like putting oil in your oil filter before putting the oil filter on the engine. That's the way I look at it. Make sure you have a drain pan underneath. We want to make sure we're setting them up for success. And once again, we'll protect it. We'll come in just like we're putting a camshaft in an engine. Rotate to the correct orientation, and you're going to go straight in. And the lube, as you would imagine, this oil acts as a lubricant and allows it to just snap right in. And I think that makes it a lot easier than some of the other videos people have made where they're dry rubbing it and forcing it in there, and I don't know, it's just, this is an easy way to set yourself up for success, make it easy to go in, and ideally those should come out easy. I have heard horror stories where people have put non-factory VANOS solenoids in their N52 and the engine basically tried to eat it because it might have not been the correct length. So if you do have VANOS solenoids, make sure you're doing a side-by-side comparison on the ones that you're taking out of your car and not just putting a random BMW VANOS solenoid in there, because you could end up ruining your engine and or getting it stuck in there. I have heard stories on the forums of people getting those VANOS solenoids stuck in there by putting in a cheap aftermarket. So, but I'm really hopeful that these OEM VANOS solenoids are going to set us up for success. And with them coming off of an N54, maybe we'll even get a little extra horsepower gain. LOL, just joking. As you guys know, you have to have turbos on your N52 in order to make it an N54. Now, very carefully use your 10mm socket to tighten these. Keep in mind, these are easy to over tighten and it is not an ideal situation. So the moment yours is flush, make sure it's tight. Oola, stay. Once it's snug, it's snug. Do not, just two-finger snug. Two-finger snug if you're, as for torque specs, get out of here. What's the torque spec on that? Dude, you just gotta feel it. You just gotta feel it. This is Frugal Folks Garage, not Fancy Shop Garage. We don't have all that stuff. We should be good to go with hooking up our connections. There is a little bit of oil residue here. We can go ahead and spray some of that off. This one is going into the top and the other one's going in on the bottom. But let's get our bottom routed back down here. We don't want our electrical connections to be too close to the engine block. That'll just melt them. Bit of a tight spot, but carefully work your connections back on. There we go. Just like so. And then go into the top sensor. Go ahead and snap that on just like so. Give it a little shake test. Make sure it doesn't break loose. And then once again we'll check our wires. Make sure that everything is staying protected and it's not in the way of anything. Well, at this point we'll go ahead and put our intake ducts back in place and get it all tightened up, and then we'll do some driving and see if these OEM VANOS solenoids helped our idle situation. Please, 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 we'll be saying a prayer to the car gods that we can get this thing running 100% smooth again. Other than that, we'll go ahead and finish what we're doing here. All right, moment of truth. I think we got everything. Double take, I don't see any tools. Put everything away. Let's see how she starts and how the idle is. Got our CarPlay in this old girl, if you guys are curious. Let's see how it idles. So far, nothing alarming. All right, let's see how the old girl runs. AC is off. All right, right off the bat, noticeable smooth, normal operating acceleration. The Rock Auto budget, I think they were called Ultra Power VANOS solenoids. Those things, they looked very, very close to OEM VANOS solenoids, but they did not maintain a consistent idle all the time. Sometimes it would run good. It was like a 50-50 trade-off. Sometimes the idle was kind of lopey and bouncy, and the acceleration was the same. It would boom, 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 boom. You'd feel a pulsating sensation. That's the only way I can describe it as, because it was very, very light, very minor. But let's see. This one's, now it's starting to run pretty, knock on wood. I mean, I haven't even gotten to full operating temp yet, but I'm not feeling that minor pulsating sensation. Feels good. Running smooth. Let's turn on our AC. Let's see how it does. Thank you, Jesus. Feels so much better. We were driving around for months with those cheap VANOS solenoids, and we were just dealing with it because I didn't feel like doing the 15-minute install, which taking out the old ones and putting in the new ones, as you guys can see, you can switch them out relatively quick. It doesn't take much time at all, but the car seems to be running without the pulsating sensation anymore. It's not present during acceleration, nor is it present at idle. But if that changes, I will make another video. Please subscribe to the channel if you can. Follow our other videos for more info on how to save on budget builds. There goes a cool, that guy's cool. But no, I'll leave it at that, guys. Appreciate you watching. and we'll see you on the next video. Take care.